Shalom, my friends. I am Rabbi Yosef, and I am here today to share with you a spiritual technology that has the power to fundamentally reshape your financial reality. What if I told you that the barrier between you and a life of immense wealth is not your job, not your education, and not your background? What if the barrier was a state of consciousness, a trance that you fall into every single night? And what if I told you there was a way to break that trance, to reprogram your very essence for wealth using just 7 simple words whispered in the final moments before you fall asleep? In this video, I am going to reveal those 7 words. This is not a metaphor. This is not positive thinking. This is a sacred protocol, an ancient key that unlocks the flow of abundance into your life, allowing you to literally wake up wealthy. It works by transforming the most powerful and receptive part of your being, your subconscious mind, while you sleep. Now, let me give you the practical application. I know what it feels like to carry the weight of financial anxiety. I know the heaviness, the shame, the constant gnawing worry that lives in the pit of your stomach. Years ago, before the blessings of my current life, I was in a state of profound lack. It wasn't just about the numbers in my bank account. It was a spiritual sickness. I remember one night with painful clarity. It was 3 a.m. The house was dark and silent, but my mind was screaming. I was staring at the ceiling, my heart pounding, my thoughts racing in a terrifying loop of unpaid bills, unexpected expenses, and the crushing feeling that I was failing my family. I felt like I was drowning in an ocean of obligation, and every breath was a struggle. I was praying, I was working hard, I was doing everything I thought was right, but nothing was changing. The wealth I saw in the holy texts, the abundance promised by the Creator, felt like a cruel joke, a story for someone else. That night, I felt a profound sense of despair. I felt utterly and completely alone, trapped in a prison of my own financial reality. It was in that moment of hitting rock bottom, in that darkness, that I finally understood. The problem wasn't my actions during the day. The problem was my consciousness at night. I was falling asleep in a state of fear, and therefore, I was waking up in a state of lack. I was reinforcing the very reality I was desperate to escape, night after night after night. That prison has a name. I call it the scarcity hypnosis. It is a subtle, insidious trance that modern society has cast upon us. From the moment we are born, we are programmed with messages of limitation. We are taught that resources are scarce, that we must compete to survive, that wealth is for the lucky few. The news, the culture, our own educational systems, they all reinforce this narrative of not enough. This hypnosis is most powerful not during the day, when our conscious mind can fight back with affirmations and positive thinking, but at night, when you are tired, when your defenses are down, when you are drifting into sleep, your subconscious mind is wide open. It is a fertile field, ready to accept any seed that is planted. And for most people, the seeds being planted are fear, worry, and anxiety. You are not consciously choosing to do this, of course, but as you replay the day's worries, as you stress about tomorrow's bills, you are inadvertently programming your reality for more of the same. You are falling asleep in the frequency of lack, and your subconscious, the powerful engine that creates 95% of your reality, works all night to build a world that matches that frequency. This is why willpower alone is not enough. You cannot fight a subconscious program with a conscious thought. You must go deeper. You must change the program at its source. It was in the depths of my despair that I turned not to modern self-help books, but to the ancient wisdom of my ancestors. I began to search the holy texts, the Talmud, and the mystical teachings of the Kabbalah, not for comfort, but for a technology. I was looking for a spiritual tool, a protocol that could break this scarcity hypnosis, and I found it hidden in plain sight in the ancient teachings about the Shema, the prayer we say just before we sleep. The sages teach that the moments before sleep are a bridge between worlds. It is a liminal state where the veil between the physical and the spiritual is at its thinnest. In this state, our consciousness is not bound by the limitations of the physical world. It is open, receptive, and incredibly powerful. The Zohar, the foundational text of Kabbalah, speaks of this time as a moment when the soul ascends to the higher realms. It is a time of judgment, but also a time of profound manifestation. I realized that the words we speak in this state do not just echo in our minds, they resonate through the cosmos. They are not mere thoughts, they are creative utterances. This is the secret behind the verse in Genesis. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. The universe was spoken into existence. Our personal universe is no different. I discovered that the ancient rabbis knew this. They knew that the right words, spoken with the right intention, in the right state of consciousness, could literally create new realities. I found references to a specific formula, a sequence of words that acted as a code to reprogram the soul for abundance before it entered the sleep state. This wasn't just about asking for wealth. It was about aligning your entire being with the frequency of wealth itself. This ancient spiritual technology is what I call the bedtime wealth activation protocol. It is simple, it is profound, and it is devastatingly effective. It is centered around 7 specific words. These are not just any words. They are an incantation, a frequency code that speaks directly to the deepest levels of your subconscious mind and to the heart of the universe itself. The words are, "I receive divine abundance in perfect faith." Let us break this down, for each word is a key, and together they unlock the vault. I. This is the declaration of self. It is not a hopeful wish. It is a statement of being. You are not asking, you are claiming. You are placing yourself at the center of your reality as the co-creator with the divine. In Hebrew, the word for I is anochi. It is the same word God uses at Mount Sinai when he declares, "I am the Lord your God." When you say I, you are tapping into that same power of divine selfhood. Receive. This is the crucial shift. Most people are in a state of chasing, striving, and struggling. They are trying to get wealth. But the universe does not respond to struggle. It responds to receptivity. To receive is to open yourself, to become a vessel. It is a feminine energy, an energy of allowing. You are signaling to the cosmos that you are no longer fighting, but are ready to accept the blessings that are already yours by divine right. Divine. This word elevates the entire formula. You are not asking for abundance from a limited human source. You are not seeking a lottery win or a lucky break. You are connecting to the ultimate source of all wealth, the infinite, inexhaustible wellspring of creation itself. Shefa Eloki is the Hebrew term, the flow of God's own abundance. This is not just money, it is health, it is opportunity, it is wisdom, it is joy, it is the full spectrum of divine blessing. Abundance. Notice we do not say money. Money is just one expression of abundance. Abundance, or shefa in Hebrew, is the state of having more than enough. It is the overflowing, the constant, unimpeded flow. By focusing on abundance, you are opening yourself to wealth in all its forms, some of which you cannot even imagine yet. You are telling the universe, "Surprise me with your generosity." This is the connector. It is the bridge between your inner state and the outer reality. It signifies that your faith is not a separate, abstract concept, but the very medium in which you are operating. Perfect faith. This is the most powerful and challenging part of the formula. Perfect faith, emunah shlema, is not hope. It is not belief. It is a state of knowing so complete that it leaves no room for doubt. It is the faith of a child who knows their parent will catch them. It is the certainty that the sun will rise tomorrow. It is a state of absolute trust and surrender to the divine will. By declaring your faith as perfect, you are commanding your subconscious to operate from this state. Even if your conscious mind still has doubts, you are, in essence, faking it until you make it on a spiritual level. Now, the words alone are powerful, but to turn them into a spiritual technology, you must follow the three-step protocol. Step 1. The preparation. You cannot take the anxiety of the day into this sacred space. Before you get into bed, take 5 minutes to disconnect. Turn off your phone. Turn off the television. Sit in a quiet room. Close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths. With each exhale, release the day. Release the worries, the frustrations, the to-do lists. Then find one thing from your day that you are grateful for. It can be small. A good cup of coffee, a kind word from a stranger, the feeling of the sun on your skin. Feel that gratitude in your heart. This step shifts your frequency from lack to appreciation, preparing the soil of your subconscious. Step 2. The whisper. Once you are in bed and you feel yourself beginning to drift into that magical state between wakefulness and sleep, this is the moment. Do not shout the words. Do not say them mechanically. Bring your awareness to your heart. Feel the truth of the words. Then, in a soft whisper, so soft that only your soul and God can hear, speak the 7 words. I receive divine abundance in perfect faith. Say it once. Say it with intention. Feel the vibration of the words in your chest. Feel them expanding, filling the room, echoing into the cosmos. Step 3. The surrender. This is the final and most crucial step. After you have whispered the words, you must let go. Do not repeat them endlessly. Do not analyze them. Do not wonder if it is working. Simply release them. Surrender. Trust that you have planted the seed in the most fertile ground in the universe. Your work is done. Now, you simply fall asleep. You let the divine intelligence of your subconscious and the universe do the rest. You must surrender the outcome, trusting that the protocol is working, even if you see no immediate evidence. This surrender is the ultimate act of faith. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Rabbi, this sounds beautiful, but does it actually work in the real world? Let me tell you, the power of this protocol is not theoretical. I have taught this to thousands of students in my Torah Millionaire Business School, and the results have been nothing short of miraculous. I want to share 2 stories with you. First, there is Sarah from Miami. When Sarah came to me, she was a single mother working 2 jobs, drowning in over $47,000 of credit card debt. She was exhausted, stressed, and saw no way out. She felt like she was working tirelessly just to stand still. I taught her this exact protocol. She was skeptical at first, but she was also desperate. She committed to it. For the first week, she told me nothing happened, but she persisted. In the second week, she said she started waking up feeling different, lighter, more hopeful. Then the miracles began. An old client she hadn't heard from in years called her out of the blue with a major project. Her boss at her second job offered her a promotion with a significant raise, allowing her to quit her first job and spend more time with her children. Opportunities seemed to come out of nowhere. Within 4 months, Sarah had not only paid off her entire debt, but her monthly income had tripled to over $15,000. She wasn't working harder. She was aligned differently. She broke the scarcity hypnosis.
Then there is David from London. David was an artist, a brilliant painter, but he was trapped in the starving artist mentality. He believed that you couldn't be both creative and wealthy. He was making around $30,000 a year, barely scraping by, and his dream of painting full-time felt impossible. He started the Bedtime Wealth Activation Protocol. He told me the hardest part for him was the phrase perfect faith. He was filled with doubt, but he followed the protocol. He whispered the words every single night. After about a month, he was offered a small gallery show. He sold one painting, then another. A wealthy collector saw his work and commissioned a series of large canvases for his corporate headquarters. The deal was worth more than David had made in the previous 2 years combined. Today, just 8 months after starting the protocol, David is a full-time artist with a 6-figure income and a waiting list for his work. He didn't change his art, he changed his consciousness. He gave the universe permission to make him wealthy. I know the objections that are rising in your mind because they are the same objections I have heard from thousands of students. The first one is, "Rabbi, this sounds too simple. How can 7 words change my entire financial life?" I want you to understand, the power is not in the simplicity, it is in the profundity. The deepest spiritual truths are always simple. Complexity is the language of the ego. Simplicity is the language of the divine. The protocol is simple to execute, but it is performing a profoundly complex spiritual operation. It is rewiring the operating system of your subconscious mind. Do not mistake simplicity for lack of power. The second objection is, "I've tried affirmations before, and they didn't work." This is not an affirmation. An affirmation is a conscious statement that often fights against a subconscious belief. If you say, "I am wealthy," but your subconscious believes I am poor, it creates a conflict, a spiritual civil war. This protocol is different. It is not a battle. It is a surrender. You are not fighting your subconscious. You are reprogramming it in its most receptive state. You are planting a new seed in a prepared garden, not shouting at a weed. Another common obstacle is, "What if I forget to do it?" In the beginning, you might. The scarcity hypnosis is strong. It wants you to forget. It thrives on your unconsciousness. This is why you must make a conscious commitment. Set an alarm on your phone that says, "Whisper the words." Put a note on your pillow. Do whatever it takes for the first 21 days to make this a non-negotiable ritual. After that, it will become as natural as brushing your teeth. It will become a part of you. Finally, some of you may think, "What if I don't believe in the Torah or I'm not Jewish?" This spiritual technology is a gift from the Torah tradition to the world, but its power is universal. It is based on the fundamental laws of consciousness that govern all human beings. You do not need to be a physicist to benefit from the law of gravity. You do not need to be Jewish to benefit from this spiritual law. All you need is an open heart and a willingness to try. The power is in the words and the intention, and it is available to every soul who seeks it. So now, the choice is yours. You can continue to be a victim of the scarcity hypnosis, falling asleep in fear and waking up in lack. Or you can take back your power. You can become the conscious creator of your reality. I am challenging you right now to make a 30-day commitment. For the next 30 nights, without fail, I want you to perform this protocol. Prepare your mind, whisper the 7 words, and surrender to the process. Here is what you can expect. In the first week, you may not see any external changes. The work is internal. You will start to wake up feeling different, less anxious, more optimistic. This is the first sign that the hypnosis is breaking. In the second and third weeks, you will start to notice what I call divine coincidences, an unexpected check in the mail, an opportunity at work, a new business idea that feels inspired. This is the universe beginning to rearrange itself around your new frequency. By the end of the 30 days, and often much sooner, you will experience a significant, tangible shift in your financial reality. A new job, a major client, a debt cleared. The flow will begin. But you must be consistent. You cannot do it for 3 nights and then stop. You must be relentless. You must show the universe that you are serious. Tonight, before you sleep, you have a choice. You can allow the static of the world to lull you into another night of scarcity, or you can tune in to the divine frequency of abundance. You can reclaim the sacred power that lies in the moments before sleep. You hold the key. The 7 words are yours now. Use them, trust them, and prepare for a life of wealth beyond your wildest dreams. I want to end with a blessing. May the Creator of the universe, the source of all Shefa, all abundance, open the windows of heaven for you. May He pour out a blessing so great you do not have room enough to receive it. May He dissolve every ounce of lack consciousness from your being and replace it with the unshakable knowing of your own divine worth. May you go to sleep tonight in peace, and may you awaken tomorrow as a living, breathing testament to the infinite generosity of God. Shalom.